are live streaming. Sorry for everybody who was maybe at 1 o'clock. Just had to take care of a couple things quickly, so we're doing the 1 p.m.-ish live stream. Welcome. Let's chat about Freemasonry. Any thoughts on Freemasonry, positive, negative, or neutral? Let me know. Friday streams, I really don't often have a specific topic which I want to discuss. Rather, I just talk about kind of whatever people in the chat want to talk about. Though next week I will be back to regular topics, including I was thinking maritime Freemasonry or Freemasonry on a boat or on boats. Smokey the Clown, how's it going? I hope you're doing well. Thank you again for sending me. I haven't looked at it yet, but I know you sent me a message on Discord about your Call of Duty live streaming or Call of Duty Sniper life. So, but how is work going for you, and how is life treating you? I hope it's still going well. I hope you managed to get some sleep soon. I know you were saying even yesterday, you know, you're getting a lot of hours of work and not a lot of hours of sleep. So I hope you managed to get at least some sleep this weekend. And I hope that work is going well for you also. So this is the last stream of the week. There will not be a 1 a.m. stream. I may do a stream, or I will do a stream, I believe, on my personal channel at midnight. And then next week, Monday, once again, we'll be back to the 1 p.m. live streams. So it's going to be an absolute blast. Ooh. I mean, good for you. That's very impressive, but obviously take care of yourself as well. You know, life is about that balance, if you will. But I hope at least you're getting, you know, paid well and good overtime and all that jazz. But yeah, that's very impressive. So well done to you for working so hard. We'll give it some time. We'll see who all joins. And any general questions, thoughts, comments they have, I would love to hear them. One thing I was thinking just personally is I just found out, I mean, I always knew, but, you know, I didn't know, I kind of forgot, if you will, that Windsor, Ontario, my hometown, has several sister cities or twin cities involving commitment to friendship, cultural and economic exchange and collaboration. Granby in Canada, Coventry in England, Saint Etienne in France, Udine in Italy, Mannheim in Germany, Orhid in North Macedonia, Las Vueltas in El Salvador, Fujisawa in Japan, Changchun in China, Saltillo in Mexico, Lubin in Poland, and Gunsan in South Korea. It makes me wonder if maybe those cities have Masonic temples or Masonic lodges within themselves. And if they do, would it be kind of fun to contact them and see about forming some type of, if we have sister cities, sister Masonic relationship? Yeah, most cities do. Most cities do have some type of program where they find sister cities around the world. So as a way to, like, I think bring interest, international interest, to the, you know, international interest to the city. Creates opportunities for tourism, and it's just a kind of a cool thing to have. So but I kind of wonder, so if you look at I've actually passed the sign a bunch of times. So if you look at, let's say, let's start with Gunsan Freemasonry, that's in South Korea. Let's see if they have anything. Let's try Coventry, England. I'm sure there's one there. Oops. St. Michael's Lodge and Collegiate Lodge. Operate under the Provincial Grand Lodge of Warwickshire. I have not. Believe me, it's on my list of things I'd love to do, but I think it'd be incredible. But I've not met him yet. Obviously, some of my poll questions yesterday were about Shaquille O'Neal and more general Masonic athletes. He was, to my knowledge, the one Masonic athlete to be made a Mason on site. But I would absolutely love to meet Shaquille O'Neal. I didn't know he had an album. I just knew of him as a basketball star, and obviously a lot of the stuff he does on television. I had no idea he was also a was it a rap album? What type of music was it? I'd be really curious to know. What is Shaq Fu? Welcome, Dad. How's it going? I hope that you are doing well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to have to look that up. I'm genuinely curious about that. Thank you, Courtney. I mean, stay for as long as you can, but if you got to go, you got to go. That's no worries at all. I appreciate you being here for however long you can be here. That's true for everybody, obviously, who's on the chat. But that's really interesting, the fact that we have so many sister cities. I feel like that'd be really, really interesting to see if there's Masonic connection we can make between those cities. I may do a live post tonight from the sign, or even a short, just asking the question, how many of these sister cities to Windsor have their own Masonic lodges or Masonic buildings? And what could we do to balance those two things or to grow on that relationship? But in the meantime, Friday live stream, just hanging out, chatting. I hope everybody watching this is doing well. I hope if you are new, you'll hit the like and subscribe button. Let's give it a few minutes. Let's see who joins. As always, when it comes to these Friday streams, I don't have any specific topics. I just hang out and chat. Next week on Monday, I do plan to do a stream about maybe maritime Freemasonry or Freemasonry on the water. You could argue my dad is a maritime Freemason. You know, he didn't become a Mason until after he was landlocked, but once upon a time, he was a boat worker, so a cruise ship operator or cruise ship engineer. Yeah, I got the message, so thank you so much. So for now, we're going to give it, as I was saying, some time. We're going to see who joins. I don't know if I even have a poll question. I was trying to think of some ones that might work. But if I can't think of any, I will let you guys know. Interesting enough, Venezuela is trending in politics, which is usually a fun sign. There is Freemasonry in Venezuela. I've not had the chance to visit it yet, but I'd love to visit some Masonic lodges in Venezuela. I have to spend more time visiting Masonic lodges in places I've not, like more time in South America, more time in Asia, more time in Africa, visiting Masonic lodges in those places. I've had the chance, I've been lucky enough to visit, like I said, Freemasonry in the Philippines and Freemasonry in Rio, but not nearly as much as I would like, that's for sure. I'm gonna look up this album because I'm genuinely curious. Shaq Fu. Well, according to this, it's a 2D fighting game published by Sega Genesis in 1994. '94 rap album Shaq Fu: The Return. Yeah, I'll check it out. Gotta support Freemasons, whatever they may be doing. Speaking of rap albums and music, August 16th, so basically a week tomorrow, I'll be at the Windsor Hip Hop Festival from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And we will be live streaming some, performances, hanging out. Obviously, if you are in Windsor or Essex or Detroit for that matter, and you can make it, you should be at Atkinson Park in order to check it out live. It's going to be some amazing artists, some amazing acts. It's going to be an absolute blast. However, even if you can't make it or you're too far away, join my stream Saturday, August 16th from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Even Mannheim, Germany. I wonder if Mannheim, Germany, Freemasonry. Let's see if that sister city to Windsor has Freemasons within it. Very interesting. That might be, as I just think about this, I mean, might make that a poll question. I wonder if there's room for Freemasons to, no worries, Smokey. I wonder if there's room for Freemasons to, if a Masonic Lodge is located in a town or city that itself has sister cities, to make contact with those sister cities, Masonic lodges they're in, and form some type of sister Masonic Lodge relationship. Well, I mean, one female passenger in particular, I know that. You meet a nice Canadian girl, and the rest is history. But those Canadian girls will do that to you. But I don't blame you. I think if I was on a boat, I'd be more interested in the female passengers too than attending Masonic Lodge meetings. Hit that like button though. Hit that subscribe button if you're just joining us. If you're new to the stream, let me know how it's going, and if you have any questions, any comments, any thoughts on Freemasonry, positive, negative, or neutral, I'd love to hear them. Welcome, Ryan. It's great seeing you this morning. I'm going to be back there on Monday to Coffee Club, and then back again on Wednesday probably. Because again, I have to, I try to stop by there when I have somewhere else I need to go. So it's usually a good morning to stop by. Give my couple bucks. By the way, anybody watching this, if you are in Windsor, especially if you're Masons, Coffee Club. It's a great time. But Ryan, how's it going for you? Well, you spelled limey wrong, I think. I think the solution is, though, to balance it out, I got to find myself an English girl and marry her. That way things balance themselves out somehow. We can't just let the Canadian girls steal all the British men without repopulating it the other direction. Though if you had, who knows how I'd sound? My accent would probably be terrible. So, thank you for sparing me from a British limey accent. That I much appreciate. Yeah, unfortunately, next week I'm going to be busy as well, so I can stop by to give my couple bucks, but then I got to be on my way. Which is okay. It's perfectly fine. I'm happy to stop by for a couple minutes. But I hope everybody watching this is doing well. As always, if you're new to the stream, hit the like and subscribe button. Let me just check, 'cause I'm curious to see what is being said of us. Well, I'm no Charles Manson. I think he was much crazier than I am, though who knows? I am pretty crazy. I'm good. How are you doing? I hope everybody is doing well. Let me know, Christopher. You're going to be joining us for some of our upcoming events, the Instagram live stream, the what's it called? No, I can't think of it. The Windsor Hip Hop Festival live stream and the 24-hour live stream. I hope you will join for all or part of those. It's going to be an absolute blast. I mean, you basically just go and you hit the stream button. It's really easy to stream. I've tried a couple and not had any success with them so far, but I never really advertised I was doing it or anything to that extent. So this is gonna be my first time really trying to advertise it and really pushing it and promoting it. So, So if you follow me on Instagram, it's instagram.com/square_and_compass_promotions. Yeah, it's going to be an absolute blast. And yeah, it's something I'm trying to branch out, right? A big part of what I want to do is try to engage more in other formats like Twitch, Instagram, things of that nature, outside of exclusively YouTube, although I love YouTube and it's my favorite format, right? That's also why I want to try doing Twitter Spaces or X Spaces, or I guess they're called rooms, things on Instagram, while still maintaining a regular schedule on YouTube, because that is kind of my favorite place to do, as well as, I would love also to do some more patron-only streams, which I've not done in a little while, so that is definitely on the radar also. And yeah, I think there's a lesson there for Freemasonry as well, right? I think when it comes to what we as Freemasons need to be doing, a big part of that is we need to be spending more time focusing on expanding our reach outside of our normal social media channels to include things like YouTube and Twitch and Instagram and etc. etc. Like we need to kind of include all of these things. I think that's absolutely critical. Right? I think sometimes I think we saw this before, we as Freemasons oftentimes, I think, are too afraid to fail. But as our numbers keep dropping, as events keep canceling across North America, why are we being afraid? We should just give things a shot and see how they go, It's crazy to not be willing to try different things in light of the challenges that Freemasonry is facing. Well, August 30th is going to be our first chance, but I don't disagree. We could definitely be more engaged in sports. I mean, like a lot of lodges will have sporting nights where they'll all buy tickets to, a baseball game like Joliet, where I just was, for example. Well, poetry reading, stuff like that, I think, we have our ballrooms. Hopefully, Temple Blooms will be engaging in more of that type of work as well. But I'd love to see more poetry readings in our Masonic lodges. But yeah, I mean, I've done two. I know of three Masonic. Well, I actually know of a bunch of Masonic poems, but a friend of mine for special events wrote two Masonic poems, which are absolutely beautiful. I put them up on Medium, and then there's a third Masonic poem I found about Christmas. There's a lot of really great Masonic poems out there. So. So we're just hanging out, waiting to see who joins. These Friday streams are just hangout streams. Any questions anybody has about Freemasonry, positive, negative, or neutral, I'd love to hear them. Even if you don't like Freemasonry, that's okay. I'm happy to, even those who are negative towards Freemasonry, I like to discuss with them because I find it makes me a better Mason. It makes me better able to know what the views are for people, how I can best potentially respond to them. Makes me a better Mason, just better able to understand why I love it, right? Sometimes the best way for you to learn why you love something is first and foremost to hear the other side and be able to formulate defenses. Hey, nursery rhymes are great. Nursery rhymes are wonderful. You could argue that's the start of almost all literature, with nursery rhymes of some sort. Yo, Mr. Keeps on Ticking. What is happening in your neck of the woods? I don't know if you answered the poll question. I just discovered, I knew in the back of my mind, but I never put two and two together. We in Freemason, every city that I would imagine has maybe over 150,000 people, probably has a lot of sister cities globally where they form kind of mutual relationships of friendship and kind of promotion with cities around the world as a fun little thing. I never thought it would make sense, though, for the Masonic lodges within those cities to contact Masonic lodges within those sister cities and see if we can't, find connection therein. All right, Mr. Keeps on Ticking. I've got to remind you one more time, if you don't mind, and everybody watching this as well, remind one more time. If you need to get in touch with me by email, it's info@squareandcompass.ca. If you're a patron and you have an item that I need to send to you, shoot me off an email with that address. If you put it on your Patreon when you joined, I should be able to find it in your profile. But if you didn't, under notes or anything, info@currentcompanies.ca, the best address to mail to you. I would much, much appreciate it. But I think it would be really, really interesting to see, like I said, to see to what extent sister cities may want to become sister Masonic lodges. I think that would be really, really cool and worth exploring. On a sad note, I've talked about this before, but I have some sadder news to report. So for the longest time, if you wanted to find, negative views of Freemasonry, or conspiracy views of Freemasonry, your best bet was to go to X and type in Freemasonry, and then you would see a ton of that stuff. Whereas on Blue Sky, if you typed in Freemasonry, you tended to get more positive views of and about Freemasonry, or more just even not positive, but just neutral, just factual views of Freemasonry. Unfortunately, as of August 8th, it seems like the conspiracy-minded folks have infiltrated the Blue Sky app as well as Twitter or X, and now you're seeing a lot of the same stuff on both sites. So, which is again a reminder of why we, as Freemasons, need to be active in social media to combat, and active in the different sites to combat these things, to combat the same. I have no idea what the... Oh, Blue Sky? I like Blue Sky. Blue Sky is fine. I mean, I don't know. I still prefer X or Twitter. I find in terms of reach, there's just better reach. And they have more of the things that I find interesting, like scary movie content. You find more of that stuff. It's kind of better at news. But I enjoy Blue Sky as well. And it's new, right? So, credit to it. The fact that it's been able to do as well as it has in a relatively short time period. I think it came out, 6 months ago, if that. I think I still prefer the interface on X, although Blue Sky is not bad either. And at this point, I mean, it's very hard to argue that X isn't pretty right wing. I tend not to see a ton of even though when I've searched for it, I can find left wing stuff on X. If I'm not searching for it, it tends to default to more right wing. So, BCW, what is going on? I hope you're doing well. Let me know if you have any thoughts about Freemasonry, positive, negative, or neutral. I'd love to hear them, right? These Friday streams, so we just hang out and chat and see what people want to say and what they want to talk about. Thank you, Courtney. Yeah, I wonder if Windsor has any sister states in America. Wouldn't it be funny if Windsor had a sister state a sister city, excuse me, in like Texas? Let me get the list. List of Windsor sister cities. I don't see any. Yeah, nothing from the States. So Granby in 1956, Coventry, England in 1963, Saint Etienne, France in 1963, Udine, Italy 1977, Mannheim, Germany 1980, Ohrid, North Macedonia 1981, Las Vultes, El Salvador 1987, Fujisawa 87, Changchun 92, Saltillo 94, Poland 2000, South Korea 2004. So, but I think I'm always thinking in terms of what can we as Freemasonry, or what can we as Freemasons do to, what's the word I'm looking for? Grow, expand our reach within communities, and maybe reaching out to sister cities would be a really good way to do it. You could even have sister Masonic lodges or sister Masonic temples or sister Masonic buildings, right? Who knows? But I think it's worth exploring. Welcome. If you're just joining us, please take a moment, hit that like and subscribe button. Jump in the chat. Let me know how it's going. We're here to chat about Freemasonry, but it's a Friday stream, which really is the hangout stream, and let's just hang out and talk about whatever we want to talk about. Doesn't even have to be about Freemasonry per se. It can just be about us hanging out and talking about whatever we want. Well, I'm sure. Actually, I wonder. I'm curious now. Santa Ana, Texas, sister cities. No sister cities, but Santa Ana is a smaller. My assumption is most sister cities exist in cities or towns with, let's say, over 100,000 people or thereabouts, right? Would be my guess, my assumption. I gotta plug my phone in. I do have PayPal. Info@squareandcompass.ca. Same as my email address. Like Winnipeg, I know has sister cities. So if you're still there, Winnipeg has sister relationships with 11 cities around the world. Lviv in Ukraine, Beersheba in Israel, Chengdu in China, Jinju in South Korea, Finland, Manila, which I was just at, and I know they have Freemasonry there, Reykjavik in Iceland, Taichung, Gaia, San Nicolas in Mexico, and Minneapolis, USA. So maybe you could see if some of those if those cities themselves have Masonic lodges, and if you'd be interested in kind of communicating or contacting, like maybe, Kilcona Lodge would want to contact, I don't know, Manila, Philippines, and see if you could have, some type of Masonic exchange of some sort. But my PayPal and my contact info is info@squareandcompass.ca. Everybody joining us, thank you so much for being here. Please take a moment, hit that like and subscribe button. I'm just inviting a few people to jump on the stream to say hello. There's no rush at all. Like I said, these are just the hangout, relax streams on Fridays. No particular topics, just general ideas about Freemasonry. Thoughts, beliefs, positive, negative, or neutral. I'd love to hear them. And don't forget to check out the Rapidly Rapid LOL. I don't know what did I use those terms? If I did, you know, I'm sure it's because I'm very tired because it's been a long day already. Do Freemasons take part in Folklorama at all, Dad? Do you know if Masons ever has any like displays set up or tables set up or do anything with Folklorama to try and potentially get some what's we're looking for, some advertisements, some credit, you know, some connection with the community. I could see with 39 venues, maybe Masons wanting to take part in Folklorama somehow, because I remember Folklorama every year as part of being in Winnipeg. Ah, there you go. Yeah, no, it's usually how it goes, right? One of those things that you often see, it's the old "it doesn't rain, it pours," where everything will be quiet and then all of a sudden you get like 30, you know, 30 customers all at once, then it gets quiet again. Um, I mean, sure. Just what I'll do is maybe I'll send you the message through Patreon today at some point when I get off this stream, or you know, if you send me an email, I can email you back. Um, but yeah, I could do that. I will make sure to get you a message sent, probably through Patreon. Yeah, yeah, because I have my Square and Compass mailbox there. So, but I'll get you my phone number as well. Thank you so much for that. I truly appreciate. Well, yeah, you put Square and Compass Promotions, care of Windsor Masonic Temple. So, you know, you put the title of the YouTube, right? So you put Square and Compass Promotions. Well, I mean, my number is actually on the website, 519-965-6400. And if anybody wants to call, um, you know, by all means do so and talk about Freemasonry. Well, Freemasonry celebrates people's ethnic backgrounds, right? They celebrate, you know, Freemasonry has been an important part of the culture of many countries. Philippines, obviously, South America, Italy, England, obviously. It's even an important part of First Nations culture, so. Oh, Cameron Adamson. CameronAdamson. Let's see. By the way, you see this? My good friend, Mr. Keeps on Ticking, is sending me coffee. What have you guys done for me lately? I'm just kidding. You guys have done a lot for me, and I appreciate it very much. All the support through Patreon, just signing up, just being here is incredibly supportive and truly, truly appreciated. Yeah, as is liking the stream, as is commenting, as is all that good jazz. Hey, I appreciate you just being here and being a part of the Patreon at all. It's truly appreciated. As is, you know, all the hearts, all the comments. Yeah. This is actually on the website as well. 519-965-6400. There you go. See, everybody should do that. Everybody should follow Smokey's lead. And if you can, take a few moments to give me some hearts, some hundreds, all that jazz. Right? That stuff helps out big time. Yeah, that's the postal code. Yeah, that's fine. You can change it to N9A1C6. We are just right now giving some people time to join and hang out, and this is our Friday live stream where we chat about Freemasonry, but really it's just about chatting anything we want to talk about. It's not a, I don't have any specific topics. I will be talking next week about maritime Freemasonry, which I'm looking forward to, Freemasonry on the water. All those sailors causing all that trouble, as they often do. And then the week after that, I'm going to be talking about, we're going back to the other topics, and a lot of it is going to be spent reminding people, hyping people up about our, August 16th live stream from 12 to 2 p.m. at the Windsor Hip Hop Festival, our August 20th Instagram stream from 3 to 6, our August 21st 24-hour live stream from 2 p.m. August 21st to 2 p.m. August 22nd, our August 29th personal live stream with Smokey the Clown, and potentially a couple other things I'm working on and will be announcing shortly. That's why it's so important to pay attention to my social media posts, because that's when, if I have something special coming up, you'll know about it. And on the August 21st 24-hour stream, I'm going to be showing you all of my different Masonic items, which I cannot wait for. I can't wait either, Smokey. It's going to be a blast. Yeah, so maybe the Philochem Lodge would be interested in taking part in Folklorama in order to celebrate Freemasonry in the Philippines and their Filipino heritage. I wonder if my favorite town in the world, Glenview, has any sister cities. County Down, Northern Ireland. Well, interesting. They're actively seeking a new sister city relationship. Those are showing for German sister city. What about Chicago? If it was Windsor or Winnipeg, that would be pretty incredible. 28 sister cities. Ghana, Jordan, Greece, Serbia, United Kingdom, Colombia, South Korea, Morocco, Delhi in India, Durban in South Africa. That's really cool. Anyways, I think there's an opportunity here that we as Freemasons are not taking advantage of. It's one I just thought of now, so yeah. Thank you, Mr. Keeps on Ticking. This is why you are an awesome, awesome person. As someone who loves coffee, the fact that I'm getting a full case of 6 bags of Starbucks House Blend is incredible. I don't know even how you'd go about that. I mean, I'd love to do that. That'd be beyond amazing. I just have no idea how I would go about it. But it would be so cool. I mean, you think maybe anywhere where there's multiple Mason or like any two cities that have big enough Masonic populations would potentially be able to try to grow that as an initiative almost, right? Like we have Masons in this city, they're brothers, and so we wanted to make it a sister city. Could be a cool just initiative in general. Or heck, we can make it even Winnipeg. Who knows? What's interesting is we have 6 votes. Oof, right now, and 50-50. Are you aware of any Masonic lodges located in your city or town's sister cities? So, Dad, I'm wondering if you said yes because Winnipeg's sister city is Manila, and I was just in Manila, the Philippines, and I know for a fact there's a lot of Masonic lodges and in there. But the other people who said yes, let me know what cities it is of which you're aware, and also the Masons therein. Well, I got a lot of buddies, you know. I'm very kind of a big deal. I would not say he's my buddy, but definitely he has been incredibly supportive of the Windsor Masonic Temple, which I greatly, greatly appreciate his support. So, as has, you know, City Council in general, and I greatly appreciate all of their support also. Give it a bit of time. We're going to see who joins, who jumps in. Don't forget this weekend on, so I guess tomorrow, I do think I'm going to do on my personal YouTube channel a movie watch along live stream. It's also going to be a chance for me to test a few different things um, in terms of kind of getting ready for my 24-hour live stream. There's some things I want to do differently from what I did last time. But I mean, you live and you learn, right? That's the best part about it. Is you know, the best part of life is when you make a mistake, you can just, you know, you make the mistake, you learn from it, and then you try again. But I think the 24-hour live stream went well. However, I think I could do it better. I did run for city council many years ago. It was a lot of fun. I don't remember how long ago it was. It was ages and ages ago. I had a blast the last one. I also think I'm going to be taking a few more breaks during it, though, to grab coffee and stuff. So you may see me go like 4 or 5 hours straight, then take a break for 20 minutes to grab a coffee, then 4 or 5 hours straight, that type of thing. And maybe during the breaks, I'll probably either have a break screen or just take my phone back to my window to show the river again. But no, it was really a lot of fun, and I have so many items I can show off that will probably cover at least 4 or 5 hours, I would think, talking about not just the items but their history, where I got them from, what I love about them, the memories associated with them. So that should help kill a fair bit of time that I otherwise would, you know, have to find topics on. Beyond that, if you're a Patreon, whether it's paid or unpaid, if you're a Patreon, shoot me off a message through Patreon and let me know, let me know what topics you want to see me discuss during that live stream. Any questions you have, I can try to, save up some topics specifically for the 24-hour stream. but that would be basically 13 days from now. I may also even try, I'm thinking of the 19th, see if I can do a Patreon only stream for a few minutes, just again, to try something different. And yeah, I had a lot of fun. 24-hour live streams. The thing I found about the 24-hour live stream that I really enjoyed is it kind of gives you a chance to go in depth on certain topics, right? Where if it's a shorter stream or you're kind of time limited and somebody asks you a question, you can go into it, but it's hard to do it back and forth because you're always thinking about wanting to get to the next part or the next statement or the next whatever it might be. So I enjoy being able to stream for those long periods of time. And honestly, I've always been a night owl, so I don't mind staying up all night. And again, just taking breaks here and there. You'd be fine, Dad. You can just stay for a few minutes of it here and there. You don't have to stay for the whole 24 hours. Get to work, Smokey, but thank you as always for joining us. I truly, truly appreciate it. I appreciate everybody being here. I'm looking forward to our live stream too. Again, on the 29th. Again, it's on my personal account. If you haven't found it yet, it's Cameron Adamson. YouTube.com/@Cameron Adamson. It's going to be a blast. And again, it's about trying something different, trying something new, seeing how it goes. So for the meantime, though, I'm going to put this back in the chat just so new people joining can see what it's about. Welcome. Let's chat about Freemasonry. So any thoughts, any comments about Freemasonry, anything you want to talk about, positive, negative, or neutral, please let me know. In the meantime, we're just hanging out. Like I said, Monday, I believe my stream is going to be about maritime Freemasonry. But I do want to explore this idea of sister city Masonry to a greater extent, because I think sister city Freemasonry is something worth exploring. I think, the phrase Masonic sister cities could be a really, really cool, I don't even know what to call it, a really, really cool initiative. Don't forget also to answer our poll questions that we currently have on the YouTube channel community section. Let's see, so far we've got, I asked the question, by how much have median home prices risen since the 1970s? We got 3 answers, 1 correct. Was Brother Shaquille O'Neal made a Freemason on site? 5 answers. 4 answers to the question about Ty Cobb. 4 answers to the question about Jack Dempsey. And 6 answers to the question about which Hall of Fame golf member, with a total of 94 professional wins, was raised a Master Mason in 1959 at Loyal Hannah Lodge number 275 in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, and was a 33-degree Scottish Rite Freemason. Of the 6 votes, 3 got it correct, 3 got it incorrect. So that's kind of a cool little thing. Make sure you go and check those out and vote on those, right? Taking part and supporting the posts by commenting, by sharing, by liking, and by answering the quizzes helps majorly when it comes to promoting the actual channel itself. So but for the time being, let's wait to see who jumps in the chat, who says hello, and if they have any questions about Freemasonry. I've actually been communicating with some people on X who are anti-Freemasonry while, inviting them to join the chat. Let's see if they're willing to, and if they have any thoughts that they're willing to share about what it is they don't like about Freemasonry. And as always, if you are just joining us, I know people get sick of me saying this, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, jump in the chat, say hello, and let me know if you have any thoughts on Freemasonry. Positive, negative, or neutral. I would love to hear it. Or honestly, for a Friday stream, if there's anything else you want to chat about, please let me know. There is, for example, a 20... what's what I'm looking for? There's a new scary movie out, a new horror movie called Weapons, which I really want to see. If you have seen it yourself, let me know what you thought of it in the comments. It seems like in 2025 especially, we are currently in a golden age when it comes to horror films. There have been so many absolutely incredible movies, scary movies coming out. But for the time being, let's just see who joins us. And maybe we'll do this stream so far for about an hour, so maybe we'll go for another half hour or so just to see who joins before maybe switch over to talk about some different subjects. Or I should say switch off the stream to get some more work done that I need to do. Yes, wear your red shirt. I used to wear red all the time on Fridays, so. And that was something that a lot of Masonic lodges were doing back in the day. It's kind of gone away for different reasons, but I know in like 2009, 10, 11, 12, there was a lot of Masonic lodges who would do like wear a red tie, if you're, especially if you're lodgeman on Friday, like wear a red tie, wear something red to remember your Masonic brothers. Or sorry, your Masonic brothers who are active overseas, as well as just anybody who is deployed and active overseas. So there was a few of those initiatives that I know about. I know different Masonic lodges engaged in the red shirt Fridays, things like that, red ties, just wearing something red, whatever it might be. Give me a bit of time. We're going to see who joins. And as always, if they have any questions, thoughts, anything they want to chat about, there's no rush at all. So we'll just see who joins. Let me know if you have any plans for the weekend. No worries. All coffee's good coffee. Mr. Keeps on ticking. Even bad coffee is, in my opinion, good coffee. Look at the coffee I normally drink. I mean, you're kindly, protecting me by sending me some new coffee, which I truly appreciate. And thank you so much for that. But we do have to hustle for our coffee, right? I'm out here singing for my supper or singing for my coffee. I mean, without coffee, it would not be a pleasant stream experience. They don't. I mean, in some ways, I kind of wish they were a little bit more forceful about poor performance in poor performance, and maybe expecting higher standards. But there's really no punishment. To the extent that there would be any punishment, it would be the individual who has to, who has to kind of look himself in the mirror at the end of the day and decide, how he wants to react, and does he want to try to do better next time. Well, there's not really a red lodge. Usually when people are thinking red lodge, they're thinking of York Rite, the appendant body York Rite, as opposed to anything else. So that is, in my experience, what you usually see. But there is no other red lodge. I mean, again, I say that there may be jurisdictions where they refer to red lodge as something else. But in my experience, red lodge is not a real thing, but when it's used colloquially, it is referring to York Rite bodies. I'm working on it, Ryan. I'm doing my best. I don't always succeed, that's for sure. But I do try my best. And thank you for everybody who's joined. You guys in the audience are amazing. You guys make it possible for me to do this. And I truly, truly appreciate it. I mean, yeah, I don't want you to wear yourself out. So if you are feeling exhausted and you can get homesick, then get homesick, right? You need to take care of yourself. Right? It's important that you take care of yourself. So if you are working these 67, 70-hour weeks, taking a few moments to take care of yourself is going to pay dividends, right? Because um, sooner or later, if you don't take care of yourself, your body is going to kind of force you to take care of yourself. And that can usually be a pretty bad situation. So don't make your body force you, right? That's true for Freemasonry as well. We've talked about that plenty of times in the past, right? Like, um, it's easy to want to be the guy who does everything, who joins everybody, who joins the Scottish Rite, the York Rite, who always shows up. But if you're not careful, you're going to burn yourself out, and then that will have long-term negative effects on the lodge as well as everything else. That is true. We all have to hustle for. Oh, as long as a member tries his best. Well, that's the key, trying your best, right? What do we consider the best for an individual? Because, it's very easy for a brother to have crummy ritual work, but then say he tried his best and then he kind of gets away with it. I think in some ways, if you consider a Masonic Lodge like a sports team, right? If a guy on the sports team has a crummy performance, the coach isn't going to say, well, you tried your best, so that's good enough. Hopefully the coach is going to expect more from the member, more from the player. Expect him to put more time in, put more effort in, kind of to make it a success, as I think it's fair. But, that wouldn't mean punishment per se. And also in a sports team, you would actually get punishment for poor performance, right? You'd have to do 100 push-ups or whatever it might be. In Freemasonry is really not the same thing. And it is a volunteer endeavor, whereas a sports team could be a professional endeavor. So all that stuff kind of adds into the extent to which it's kind of complicated in terms of how we best react to these things. Welcome, Spirit. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining. As we've been saying, hit that like button, answer our poll question. Where is your city located? Because I was wondering if you have any sister cities that you know of, and if those sister cities perhaps have Freemasonry or Masonic lodges within that you could contact. Might be kind of cool to do a Sister City, Sister Masons initiative. I think it could be a lot of fun to see if, Windsor, for example, has a sister city in Germany. Would it be cool to contact the lodge in Germany, say, we're from your sister city in Canada. Do you want to form some type of relationship? Maybe exchange letters, exchange tokens, maybe, anything like that. I think it'd be really, really cool. Nice. Does anybody, by the way, have any plans for the weekend? And welcome if you're just joining us. Looks like we got some new people jumping on the stream. Take a moment, jump in the chat. Let me know what your thoughts are on Freemasonry. Positive, negative, or neutral. I'd love to hear them. Especially in some ways if they're negative. Gives me a chance to kind of explain where I'm coming from and why I love Freemasonry. And I hope nobody's annoyed by the banging. We got some construction happening in the apartment next to mine. So can't do anything about that. It's going to go on till at least 5 o'clock, but that's okay. I don't mind because I'm here with all my audience, and that's what matters. Seven votes, yes, 57%, no, 43% for the poll question. the way, on a side note, it is also Pride here in Windsor. They raised the Pride flag at the City Hall. And I think the Pride Festival is happening this weekend. And on Sunday, we've got the Pride Parade. I did an episode about Freemasonry and Pride about 2 years ago. So I'll probably repost it once again. It was about United Grand Lodge of England, marching in the Pride Parade. A brother who I've not had a chance to meet in person yet, but I've talked to him online a few times. Really cool dude. He's worship master of his lodge. He marched in the Pride Parade. I think his husband did as well, if I recall correctly. So that was really cool. So yeah. I mean, I'll come back to it. I'm happy to talk about it. I think it's, as somebody who has friends, I'm not part of it myself, but as somebody who has friends in the LGBT community, and family as well, right? I want to support it. Yes, someone is learning the knocks, you could say. It's mostly, I think they're banging on the tile in their bathrooms, I think, so. Maybe they'll accidentally learn the knocks of the degree. Welcome. If you're just joining us, jump in the chat, say hello, let me know how it's going. If there's anything you want to talk about, positive, negative, or neutral when it comes to Freemasonry, or we can just do the hangout stream and hang out and chat, kind of about whatever we want to talk about. These Friday streams, I tend not to have any specific topics, kind of my 1 a.m. streams. The next stream I'll be back on will be Monday at 1 p.m., but I will be posting some social media content and maybe even doing a brief live stream from the sign celebrating Windsor's sister cities, or a short or something to that effect. So. Nope, not at 1 a.m. tonight. On, I guess technically Saturday mornings, but Friday mornings, Friday nights, I don't do 1 a.m. streams. I kind of take a bit of a break during the weekend. Although I may take a break at the moment now, again, because we have the construction happening across the hall, so it's, I think, interfering a little bit with the microphone. That's good to know, Ryan, because I love pizza, and there's no such thing as bad pizza. I don't know if the sound is affecting you guys at all. Let me know if you can hear it coming in through your microphone. So the next stream will be Monday, August 11th at 1 p.m. And then the 12th at 1 a.m., and then the 12th at 1 p.m., and et cetera, until Friday. That is good. I mean, I hear it more than you guys, I'm sure. That will continue until Friday the 15th at 1 p.m. Then there's no 1 a.m. stream, but then there is a 12 to 2 p.m. live stream from the Windsor Hip Hop Festival that weekend. But yeah, a little bit of construction is fine, right? As someone who had to see a lot of it at his home Masonic building, you get used to it. You get used to the sounds and stuff. That coffee got cold, so I'm switching to my Yeti coffee, and I got this really cool. If you guys can see, I know it's reversed, but this really cool Masonic logo. And a good friend of mine actually bought this Yeti cup for me. So, which I much appreciate. It keeps my coffee warm for hours and hours. I guess yeah, that's kind of what it does sound like to me too. But it sounds like it's like a grouter or something that's breaking up tile and flooring. But again, the rule is they can do work in the building from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and then have to take weekends and nights off, which I think sounds like a pretty reasonable thing to me. Oh, is that the? I wonder what that. I wonder if that's the fan going, maybe, or probably because I have my window open, perhaps. All right. Well, we'll leave it for now, though. Maybe what I'll do is go close the window. Although I've been doing the stream for an hour now already, so yeah. So long as you can hear my voice clearly, that's the most important thing. Um, But yeah, I'm guessing it's from my outside window. Yeah, you can hear a car there, I'm sure. But welcome, if you're just joining us, jump on the chat, say hello, let me know how it's going, and if there's anything you guys want to chat about when it comes to Freemasonry. Any thoughts you have, and there's another card, positive, negative, or neutral, I'd love to hear it. For the 24-hour stream, I'm probably going to be doing it by mobile, but I may also use my computer and my microphone at some points as well, because I find the laptop and computer sometimes provides a really great sound. We're just giving it, like I said, a bit more time. We're going to see who else jumps on to say hello. And if there's any thoughts on Freemasonry, these are just hangout streams. So people come in and out, jump in the chat. Sometimes they say positive things about Freemasonry, sometimes negative things about Freemasonry. Either way is fine with me. We have got, like I said, we got construction happening here. Keeps things interesting. I don't know if you guys, answered the poll questions or the quizzes I had. Little cool facts about Freemasons and famous Masonic athletes, whether it be, Jack Dempsey or Shaquille O'Neal or Ty Cobb, as well as questions about the, rising cost of housing and why that's important for Freemasons to consider. Because, not to sound like a broken record, you cannot separate the economic conditions of a country or a city or community from the conditions of the Masonic lodges within that country or community or city. Oh, geez, yeah, I heard that fire is still going. A friend of mine, actually, who's a Mason, has been doing some work there to try to deal with it, but I can't imagine how stressful it has to be as to have to evacuate your home, then you can go back to your home, then if you evacuate your home again, then you have to return. Like, it would not be fun at all. All right, I think, even though this has been a fun stream and I've enjoyed it, unless anybody jumps on with any other comments or parts in the chat, I'm probably going to end this stream. Part of it is because we do have the construction happening next door. But part of it also is, like I said, these Friday streams really are just a chance to hang out and chat. And I don't have any specific topics. Next week, Monday at 1 p.m., what you can expect is a live stream talking about maritime Freemasonry. And I may actually do it not here, but in a quieter spot where you don't have the construction happening, because I don't know how long it's going to last for. But yeah, I think for now, while this is going on, and because really, like I said, this is a hangout stream, we'll call this stream off. If you are new to the stream, please take a moment, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Maritime as in marine. So Freemasons who have been involved in the Navy, on boats, on ships, things of that nature. Although Freemasonry in the Maritimes, like Newfoundland, PEI, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, that'd be really fun as well. I have in the past, visited Masonic lodges in Nova Scotia, and it was really, really cool. I love Nova Scotia. I've been there 3 times, and it was so much fun to attend a Masonic lodge. Actually, it's really cool about Nova Scotia is their Grand Lodge building is actually a house that they purchased. So it's a house that they recommissioned to form a Grand Lodge office. It seems to me to work really, really well. Innsmouth, as in like H.P. Lovecraft. Hey, I love H.P. Lovecraft. So, yeah, I don't disagree. Simon Bolivia, was he a Freemason? I'm just looking up now. He was a statesman and military officer. Let's see if he was a Freemason as well. I wouldn't be surprised if he was. Hey, I love H.P. Lovecraft. I've got a lot of his books and works. He was also one of Stephen King's favorite authors, which kind of made him one of my favorite authors. Interesting enough, before you go, that Simon Bolivar was a Freemason. He was initiated into Freemasonry in 1803 in Cadiz, Spain, achieved 33rd degree of Inspector General Honorary in 1824. Bolivier's Masonic membership is well documented and is seen as an influence on his revolutionary ideals and leadership in the South American independence movement. What's so interesting about Freemasonry and that aspect of it is nowadays I find a lot of people tend to view Freemasonry as being right-wing, or certainly in the early and mid-2000s when I joined, a lot of people had the view of Freemasonry as being right-wing for some reason. I don't know why. But in, the mid-19th and early 20th centuries, Freemasonry was actually considered as being very left-leaning. And a lot of statesmen who were revolutionaries who attempted to overthrow kind of monarchical or tyrannical regimes with democratic regimes were themselves Masons and actually spoke openly about the way in which Freemasonry encouraged them to promote democratic ideals in their countries. So you see that with Simon Bolivia, you see that really extensively with Giobaldi from Italy. George Washington is an obvious example. Ben Franklin, in some ways the French Revolution. So there was this kind of revolutionary left-leaning quality to Freemasonry in, let's say, from about 1820s to 1910s. And then I think in the 50s is when it switched over to being viewed primarily as a conservative movement or conservative ideology for a lot of different reasons, which might be fun to explore. I don't believe H.P. Lovecraft was a Freemason, but I could be wrong. We're going to find out. According to AI Overview and Google, H.P. Lovecraft was not a Freemason, though his maternal grandfather, Whipple Van Buren Phillips, was a prominent Freemason and founder of Ionic Lodge number 28 in Greene, Rhode Island. Interesting enough, one of my more favorite recent movies is called Incident in a Ghostland. It's on Tubi, and H.P. Lovecraft actually plays a significant role in that movie, or at least maybe the spirit of, or the idea of H.P. Lovecraft. So, I'm a fan of H.P. Lovecraft. Like I said, I think it feels like his work is starting to get a little bit more of the respect it deserves in 2025. No worries, I'm dealing with it here. He was not a Freemason himself, but his maternal grandfather, Whipple Van Buren Phillips, was a prominent Freemason, and he was a founder of Ionic Lodge number 28 in Greene, Rhode Island. And also, what I was mentioning before, I think, is H.P. Lovecraft plays a role in one of my favorite, more recent movies, Incident in a Ghostland, or at least kind of his ghost or his works play a prominent role. Also, what was I going to say? H.P. Lovecraft was the influence behind, or the motivation, or I guess influence, really, behind one of my favorite movies of all time, In the Mouth of Madness, starring Sam Neill from Jurassic Park, directed by John Carpenter. So In the Mouth of Madness, Mr. Keeps on Ticking. If you enjoy H.P. Lovecraft, you should check out In the Mouth of Madness. It came out like 95, directed by John Carpenter, and it's a great movie. Really? That's interesting. Well, I mean, it makes sense because Prince Hall. I mean, I've not seen Lovecraft County or Country. From what I understand, it looks a lot at some of the kind of racist or prejudiced beliefs, in the 1920s America, I think. Which, unfortunately, Lovecraft, even though I think he was a great writer, he did have some of those beliefs, which is unfortunate. But it makes sense that Prince Hall would be mentioned because Prince Hall was for a lot of African American and black men in America, it was a place where they could somewhat escape the racism of the communities, find mutual support, find opportunities for growth, and kind of, you learn how to, run meetings. You learn a lot of skills that would become very important in later years when they were organizing for civil rights and things of that nature. So that's really cool. I think you mentioned that before. I kind of want to watch Lovecraft Country because I hear obviously it's a very horror themed show, and as someone who loves horror, I want to watch as much of it as I can. Yeah, he was. I don't know. Again, I don't know how bigoted he was, especially relative to the time, but he definitely was racist. So, you can be, for better or worse, people are. I mean, my view on it has always been, and you can take it for whatever it's worth, people are complicated. I think you can be an incredibly talented writer and a good person, and also have some incredibly monstrous or very just bad sides to you, right? And the extent to which you can you can accept those two things is kind of up to each individual, right? I mean, I feel the same way about Hulk Hogan, an incredibly talented professional wrestler, an incredibly important professional wrestler, also said a lot of really bad things and showed a hurtful side of himself on more than one occasion. It's kind of the way I feel about Canada, right? Like genuinely, and I've said this before, I love Canada. I think Canada is the greatest country in the world. I'm very happy that Canada exists, and I don't want it to go anywhere, right? If you were to show me a globe of the Earth 100 years from now, and Canada is not present on that globe, I think the Earth would be a worse place because of it. I think the existence of Canada makes the world a better place. I also think Canada did a lot of really bad things, especially when it was being founded. A lot of horrific things with, for example, the residential schools. And the ability for me to hold those two ideas in my mind at the same time, it's just, I don't know, but I'm able to do it. I'm able to accept both things as true. Um, and when it comes to H.P. Lovecraft, I think he was an incredible writer. I'm sure he had a lot of very good qualities, but he also had a lot of very bad qualities. There's a fly. And the extent to which you accept those two things is kind of up to each individual. Got this fly that's just buzzing around me. It's kind of the way, in some ways, this is kind of going off topic. It's kind of the way, in some ways, I feel about Israel. Like, in school, a really good friend of mine and my roommate actually for a time was Jewish and was practicing Judaism. He had me take part in his lighting of the menorahs or whatever it is, um, and I think that 100 years from now, if I looked at a globe and didn't see Israel on it, I would be sad by that. But at the same time, um, I can also say that right now I think Israel is engaged in some pretty terrible and horrific stuff. And the extent to which you can kind of combine those two ideas or hold those two ideas is each individual decides for themselves, right? Um, but yeah, Rondo's not wrong. He was wildly bigoted, and that's a really unfortunate thing. I have an amazing board game with Lovecraft miniatures. I've never heard of it. Did you make it yourself? Because I know some people craft their own board games, or did you just purchase it from like a store? But Rondo, let me know. Do you have any plans for this weekend? Out of curiosity, I'd love to know if you have anything planned this weekend or anything coming up in general that you're looking forward to. There's actually been I've seen one board game about Freemasonry where you kind of go through this board game and you eventually become a worshipful master in the board game. So I think that's really cool, and I'd like to see if we can get some more Masonic board games out or more Masonic video games out for that matter. Maybe on Monday. I have to find it. I don't even know. I saw it on Google. Freemasonry board game. Let's see if I can. It was called On the Square. It's a new game, I guess. I thought it was an old game. It looks like an old game. Well, let me. Actually, I think I can turn this around and show you. That's the pieces. On the square, the first 3 degrees. So that's actually new. I did not even know that was there. On the Square is a new game based on English Freemasons Lodge meeting. Great fun for anyone to play, but if you are a Freemason, you will notice all the themes, phrases, and symbolism familiar to all Freemasons around the world. But there was an old game in the 19... Here it is. There's a vintage Masonic board game out of California Freemasons magazine. It's a 40-year-old Masonic board game. I've talked about gamification in the past. Here it is, called Build. This connects to the idea of gamification in Freemasonry, or more likely motivations. I don't think it's still in print to purchase it. Or still whatever you want to call it. If anybody's hanging out. Give it a few more minutes. Jump in the chat. Say hello. However, I think I will be jumping off this stream shortly. But thank you guys so much for being here. As always, I hope you guys have an excellent weekend. Keep following me on social media because anytime I post something new, I will make sure to, like I said, anything I have a new initiative, new idea, it'll make its way to social media. And so that's where you can find me. But with the construction going on, I think I'll have to call this stream for now. Thank you guys so much for being here. Like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you all soon. Thank you, everybody.